Hello and welcome to Sports News Africa, the home of Africa's sporting conversation. And we start with a quick look at some of the stories making headlines today. Tunisia's Esperance edge past Cosmos of Cameroon in their first leg of their Champions League tie. Kenya Commercial Bank are crowned Kenya Cup Rugby League champions with a win over Cabras. Thank you for watching Sports News Africa. I'm Timiskan Debasai. The first leg of the African Champions League first round got underway over the weekend. Tunisia's Esperance travelled to Cameroon and came away with a 1-0 win over Cosmos, courtesy of an 89th minute goal from Ghanaian international Harrison Afful.
Hundreds of football fans were treated to a spectacular football match on Sunday when Tunisia's Esperance beat hosts Cameroon's Cosmos de Bafia 1-0 in their first leg of the CAF Champions League tournament at the Reunification Stadium in Douala. The initial moments of the match were unpredictable, with the hosts threatening to overrun the visitors. However, at the final whistle, two-time African champions Esperance of Tunisia had secured a lone goal, leaving Cameroon's Cosmos de Bafia biting tongues over the missed goal opportunities.
Cosmos were playing very well, but after a while, they started playing quite high, and I realized that there was a lot of space in their back. They rushed too much to score the goal at home, and despite the fact that they all played well, they were not that aggressive.
Cameroon's captain Paul Abou Maya attested poor team coordination for the defeat.
This match leaves us with a bitter taste in the mouth. Psychologically speaking, we were hit today, but this is football.
Local supporters are not giving up yet and are hoping for a victorious second leg of the matchup.
We'd like that in Tunisia, the Tunisians welcome our team as we are welcoming theirs here. We wish they show a spirit of fair play because we already know their mindset.
The second leg between the two teams will take place in Tunis in a fortnight.
So here's a look at the rest of the results from this weekend's Champions League. Al Ahly will take a 2-0 lead back to Egypt after beating APR away in Rwanda. Mali and Bamako of Mali won 3-1 in Gabon over Manga Sport. Al Merrikh of Sudan won 2-0 at home over Cabisco of Angola. South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns secured a 1-0 win over TP Mazembe of the DRC, but the Kaizer Chiefs lost at home to Raja Casablanca of Morocco. It was a goal fest on Sunday. Tunisia's Sfaxien have all but secured progression with a 5-0 thumping of Semasi in Togo. USM Algiers were also 5-1 winners at home to Senegal's Bikini. Malawi's Big Bullets were shot down 4-0 at home by Sudanese side Al Hilal Durman. And there was also wins for Enyimba of Nigeria and Leopards of Congo. Kenya Commercial Bank ended an 8-year wait to lift the Kenya Cup Rugby League trophy on Saturday with a commanding 27-3 win over debutants Cabras Sugar in front of 3,500 fans at the RFUEA grounds. First half tries from Curtis Lilako and Jacob Ogier put the Bankers 12-0 up at halftime in their quest to win the trophy for the first time since 2007. The Bankers continued to pile in the second half with Darwin Mukidza and Peter Carrier adding two more tries to put KCB out of sight. Final score, Kenya Commercial Bank 27, Cabras Sugar 3. And here's a look at the quarter-final fixtures in the ICC Cricket World Cup. So that tie between South Africa and Sri Lanka is at 3:30 GMT on Wednesday morning. It's India versus Bangladesh in Melbourne on Thursday, followed by Australia versus Pakistan in Adelaide on Friday. Both games begin at 3:30 GMT. And the final quarter-final will be between New Zealand and the West Indies in Wellington at 1 o'clock GMT. Time now for a look at some of the other stories making the headlines across the continent. The Confederation of African Football has disqualified Nigeria's Dolphins from this season's Confederation Cup after they arrived late for the clash against Tunisian side Africain. But the Nigerians have written to CAF of foul play, accusing match officials of colluding with both the Tunisian club and federation in delaying the Dolphins from making it to the game on time. Nigeria's defending champions Kano Pillars were back in action at the weekend with a 2-0 win over visitors Bailisa United at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano. The game marks the Pillars' return to action less than 2 weeks since they were attacked by armed robbers when the team was travelling to Owerri for their Premier League opening day game against Heartland FC. Yusuf Regigi of South Africa's MTN Quebec won the 20th edition of the Tour de Langkawi in Malaysia on Sunday despite finishing 10th on the final day. Asana Santria Gardini won the 96.1-kilometre route from Kuala Kababur to the capital city, Kuala Lumpur. And Formula One defending champion Lewis Hamilton continued where he had left off last season by winning the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne. Hamilton held off teammate Nico Rosberg to give Mercedes a perfect start to the new season. Mercedes were in ominous form with Hamilton finishing a whopping 34 seconds in front of Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel, who finished third. Kenya's men and women's handball team swept to victory in the Zone 5 All-African Games handball qualifiers held in Ethiopia to secure berths at the All-Africa Games in Congo-Brazzaville in September. Kenya's men secured qualification with a 37-18 win over Burundi, while Kenya's women had to get past Ethiopia 34-24 to book their place.
Kenya's men and women's team have triumphed at the Zone 5 All-African Games handball qualifiers held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, booking a place at the Continental Games in Congo-Brazzaville. The event, which started on March 8th and ended on 14th, saw teams from across East Africa fight for a slot in the 11th edition of the All-African Games. Kenya's men captain Victor Siero said experience gave them an edge over the other teams.
We are a very experienced team. Personally, I've been in the national team for the last 15 years. So being in this championship, to me, it wasn't much. So I believe the experience that we have, and some of the players also who have been here for more than 20 years, we believe we had what it takes to win this championship.
The finals saw Kenya beat Burundi 37-18 and will now join Egypt, who qualified outright for the All-African Games since they are defending champions. Justi Eradukunda of Burundi bemoaned the loss to a much more superior Kenyan side.
Fortunately, we have lost the game. I think the main reason is that the Kenyans are big. They are big, and we are still young, but we are still developing our talents. Maybe in the near future we may play well.
The women's category had 3 countries competing: Kenya, Uganda, and Ethiopia. Kenya beat Ethiopia 34-24 in the finals. The All-African Games are set to take place in September in Congo's capital, Brazzaville, and teams have a chance to use the event to qualify for the 2016 Olympics in Brazil.
You're watching Sports News Africa. Egypt's Amar Assar beat Aruna Quadri from Nigeria to bag the men's gold in the singles event, while Portuguese Shao Jani thrashed Egyptian Dina Mishrif to lift the women's title on the final day of the International Table Tennis Federation Lagos Open World Tour on Saturday.
Egypt and Portugal are triumphant in the men's and women's senior singles categories respectively, as the International Table Tennis Federation ITTF Lagos Open came to an end on Saturday. Egypt's Omar Assa knocked out top-seeded Nigerian Aruna Quadri in a tense final match to clinch the men's senior singles gold. Asa could not hide his excitement after the victory, which was his third in the category. Nigerian top seed Kadri had eliminated his compatriot Ojo Onaolapo 13-11, 11-9, 11-5, 11-7 before succumbing to Omar 5-2 in a hotly contested finals.
I'm appreciated. I've always put Lagos Open in my schedule. I love to come to Lagos to play here. It's really great honor to play and more honor to win, of course, but it was a very glad moment when I felt that I won for the third time. And also at the Cup, they had been written that I won 3 times in a row.
The women's senior singles finals showed some exciting brilliance as Portugal's Xiao Jian edged out Egyptian Dina Meshrev. In a surprising comeback, Xiao, who had earlier lost in the semi-finals of the under-21 women's singles to Dina Meshrev, beat Nigerian Olufunke Oshanaike in the senior semi-finals, then trounced Dina in the finals grudge match to bag women's gold. Nigerian Olufunke was quick to accept defeat, but said she was disappointed by the loss.
You lose sometime and you have to prepare for the next time. Though I'm very, very disappointed, but I know one thing for sure, that Nigerians and the athletes, we are learning every day, you know. We're going to learn from this competition. We still have a lot of competition coming up this year, you know. We know our lapses right now. The only thing that we have to do right now is to correct it so that before all African games, you know, all African games is very, very important, you know, because we have problems with Egyptian right now. But I hope one thing, that if Nigeria can really support us, you know, because we need the support of Nigeria.
The event organizers said the tournament showed some immense improvement in table tennis on the continent. And as the World Tour proceeds to Belarus in April, players from Africa will be serious contenders at the championship.
To the African Under-20 Championships next, and the group stages concluded over the weekend with host Senegal coming from behind to score twice in the final 3 minutes against Congo to secure qualification for the semi-finals. Group A's final round fixtures were played on Saturday. Nigeria and Ivory Coast drew 2-2 and Senegal beat Congo 4-3. It was Group B's turn on Sunday, with South Africa beating Zambia 5-2 and Mali getting a 1-0 win over Ghana. But those results from Group B were academic, as both Mali and Ghana had already secured qualification. Second place in Group A was up for grabs, as any of Senegal, Ivory Coast or Congo could have qualified. And Congo had seemed to be on their way before Senegal's 2 goals in the dying minutes swung it back in the host favour. So the semi-finals will be an all-West African affair. Nigeria and Ghana will kick off on Wednesday, with Mali and host Senegal playing on Thursday. The winners from both games will fight it out for the championship on Sunday. Meanwhile, fans of the under-20 national teams from South Africa, Ivory Coast, Zambia and the Republic of Congo have been left disappointed after their sides were eliminated from further competition in Senegal. Apart from losing out on the African Championship, the 4 have also missed on the extra incentive of qualification for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in New Zealand.
It is a sour affair for Ivory Coast, South Africa, Zambia and the Republic of Congo after being evicted from the ongoing Under-20 African Championships in Senegal. The 4 teams missed the spot as host Senegal dominated to earn their ticket in Group A to join Nigeria, Ghana and Mali in the semi-finals and Under-20 World Cup. Poor performance from South Africa, Republic of Congo and Zambia helped shatter their dreams of qualifying for the Under-20 World Cup in New Zealand. South Africa Under-20 coach Thabo Semong expressed his disappointment over the failure to lead his team to the semi-finals.
We are disappointed, obviously, to be out of the next round. Obviously, we struggled to absorb the pressure, and we struggled to match our opponents physically, and that's why we needed to stick to our game plan of passing, of playing a good passing game on the ground with a high level of mobility, and we did that. At times we looked good, but at times we started to play the ball a little bit high, long balls. That's where the West Africans become stronger.
Zambia's under-20 football coach Sigazwe Hector also expressed disappointment for not fulfilling his promise of taking his team into the World Cup.
Yeah, we are out of the tournament, and in terms of our performance, I'm not disappointed, but I'm just disappointed because we haven't gone to the semi-finals. We haven't qualified to the World Cup as we promised people. But in terms of the standards of my team, they played a good game.
Despite frustrations over the elimination from this year's tournament, South Africa's Semong praised the high standards of the tournament.
The technical level of the competition is very good. It's impressive because from the first game, a lot of goals were scored, in all the groups. So if you see a number of goals being scored, that means this is a good tournament. And the teams are tactically organized. They have good structure. You can see they are getting good coaching and good training from their respective clubs, countries and coaches.
Ghana, Mali, Senegal and Nigeria have qualified to participate in the upcoming Under-20 World Cup Championships in New Zealand.
And before we go, here's a look at the weekend results from the Premier League. League strugglers Burnley caused an upset, condemning Manchester City to a 1-0 defeat. Arsenal have continued their fine form of late with a 3-0 win over West Ham. Tim Sherwood has guided Aston Villa to their second league win since taking over. They were 4-0 winners at Sunderland. Nigerian international Brownie Deye scored the only goal to give West Brom a 1-0 home win over Stoke City. On Sunday, Chelsea failed to capitalise on City's loss. They drew 1-1 with Southampton. Everton managed a 3-0 win over Newcastle, and 3 first-half goals secured all 3 points from Manchester City against Tottenham. Liverpool played Swansea City away on Monday evening. Chelsea continued to top the table on 64 points with a game in hand. Manchester City are 6 points behind the leaders, followed by Arsenal and Manchester United on 57 and 56 points, respectively. At the other end, Aston Villa have leapfrogged Sunderland and moved up to 16th with that win over the Black Cats. Burnley's win over Manchester City sees them overtake QPR at 18th, but they're still in the relegation zone alongside QPR and Leicester City. And that's the end of Sports News Africa for today. Join us again tomorrow when we'll bring you all the latest from Africa and around the world. Bye for now.